my husband told me, "My mistress is moving into the guest room today." I said, "Perfect." He responded, "My husband sat across from me at breakfast and said, 'My mistress is moving into the guest room today.'" He didn't whisper it. He didn't flinch. He smiled ear to ear like this was the best news. I set my coffee down and calmly said, "Perfect." He laughed. "Good. Maybe you can finally learn how to be a better wife who can actually please a man." I tried not to laugh. "Oh, I bet I will." And smiled. For the next 48 hours, I redecorated the house for his new mistress. I fluffed pillows. I bought fresh flowers. He watched me with this smug look on his face like I'd finally accepted my place. He had no idea. Let me back up. I've been married to George for 5 years. I'm the one with the career. He started a couple businesses that have failed throughout the years. So the house is in my name. The savings, the cars, the life we built, I built it. He was figuring himself out. I was patient. I believed in him. 3 months ago, I came home early from a work trip. I heard them before I saw anything. Sounds coming from my bedroom, my bed, my husband, with someone, straight banging. I stood in the hallway and listened until I felt sick. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I turned around, walked outside, and sat in my car until they were done. I didn't confront him that night. I needed to know who. 2 weeks later, I got my answer. George fell asleep and I used his face to unlock his phone. I took it to the bathroom and went through everything. I found the messages. 8 months of messages. Plans for a future together. In a house they'd buy with my money. Then I saw the name at the top of the thread. His mistress is my sister. And suddenly, everything made sense. My sister spent her whole life wanting what's mine. Not things like mine. Mine specifically. My prom date, she told him I was planning to stand him up. He took her instead. My college acceptance, she cried to our parents until they guilted me into giving her half my tuition fund. She dropped out after 1 semester. When her marriage fell apart 2 years ago, I helped her move to our city. I co-signed her lease. I invited her over to our house on Christmas. I thought we were finally over the childish games. I thought marriage would be the one thing she couldn't take from me. One of her messages made me laugh out loud. "My sister is so aggravating. I don't know how you've dealt with her." That's when I stopped being sad. I started planning. For 3 months, I moved in silence. I met with a lawyer. I confirmed everything was in my name. I moved money. I booked a one-way flight to Rome. I smiled at dinners. I laughed at his jokes. When George announced his mistress was moving in, I knew it was time. The morning of move-in day, George left for work. My sister posted, "Spa day before the big move. Wish me luck." I wished her luck. Then I made a phone call. I called an estate liquidation company. Told them I was relocating to Europe and needed everything in my house gone by 5 p.m. A crew showed up within the hour. I watched them take it all. His 70-inch TV, his designer shoes, the leather couch, the guest bed I'd prepared for her, the towels, every fork, every lamp, every photo on the wall. By 4:30, the house was empty. Not a roll of toilet paper or light bulb left. They handed me a check for $40,000. I grabbed my 2 suitcases from my car and walked back inside. I stood in the middle of the empty living room and waited. At 5:15, I heard them pull into the driveway. 2 car doors slammed. They were laughing. The front door opened. George stepped inside first. He stopped so fast my sister bumped into him. "What the?" He spun around. Empty walls, empty floors, nothing. "What did you do?" I was smiling. I stood in the center of the living room, calm, 2 suitcases at my feet, a check in my hand. He stormed toward me. "Where is everything? Where is my stuff? It's all sold. Are you insane? You can't do that." "I can. I did. The house is in my name. Everything in it was in my name." I held up the check. $40,000. His face went white, then red. "I'm going to sue and destroy you." "Maybe." I shrugged. "But I have a flight to catch. A flight to Rome." My sister hadn't said a word. She was looking around the empty house like she was seeing her future disappear. My sister looked at George and laughed. "I didn't leave my husband to downgrade, George. We're done." She walked out.